Let's move our focus to the first line of sounds for today, and that is de, te, ne, le. All of these sounds are very similar to the corresponding sounds in English. When we say a d sound, we actually have a little bit of aspiration, so you want to eliminate that in Chinese. Hand in front of your mouth and de, no puff of air. For te, the only difference between the Chinese sound and the English sound is that there's more aspiration on the Chinese. Te, te, ne, and le are very similar to English as well. And the only difference, especially with the l sound, is that your tongue makes a longer contact with the roof of your mouth. In English, the l sound, it only touches briefly, but in Chinese it kind of stays there, and we call this a wet L sound. Let's try these again. N, l, just longer contact. All of these sounds are pronounced with the tongue touching the roof of the mouth just behind the teeth. De, te, ne, le. As a tongue twister, using all of these sounds, you can say ta, na, pa, da, la. Careful of your tones. Ta, na, pa, da, la. Quickly, it's ta, na, pa, da, la. This means, what do you mean he's afraid of Big Spicy? It sounds funny. Da, la, literally means big, spicy. It means something that's very spicy. And this is an incredulous question, like, what do you mean? Ta, na, pa, da, la. The next set of sounds is ge, ke, and he. These are pronounced when your tongue makes contact with the back of your throat. These sounds are very similar also to those in English that correspond. But when we say g, g, g in English, we have just a bit of aspiration, and in Chinese we want to eliminate that. Try it. G. It's a little softer. G. K, on the other hand, has more aspiration than in English. K. And he is also very similar to English, but in Chinese we constrict the throat a bit more than in English. In English you say hi. In Chinese you would say hi. He. It's not quite as constricted as in Arabic, for example, where you really have throat constriction. Just softly constricted. He. Let's try a tongue twister. If you say ge ge he ke le, looks like we have a le sound that snuck in there. Again, ge ge he ke le. Let's try it all together. Ge ge he ke le. This means older brother is drinking cola. 哥哥喝可乐. Really building up a great vocabulary in Chinese so far. 好. The next set of sounds are 鸡, qi, xi, and yi. These are sounds that don't exist in English, the first set of sounds that really don't exist in English. And they're pronounced when the tongue touches directly behind the teeth, right behind the teeth, almost touching the teeth. When we say a J sound in English, the j, 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 the G sound is a little bit further forward, closer to the teeth than that. And so the J sounds almost like DJ, and that's because your tongue is so far forward. Let's try it. G. And the Q sound is almost like CH in English, but when we say ch, you need to put your tongue further forward, closer to the teeth, and that little ch, it sounds like TCH. Chi. That comes from being so far forward in the mouth. Finally, she. It sounds kind of like an English SH sound, but your tongue is further forward, closer to the teeth, and so that she gets a little bit drawn out. Again, chi, chi, she, e. As a tongue twister, we can say she, e-g, she, e-g, literally wash clothing machine. She, e-g. That was too easy though. How about a challenge? You can say 洗衣服的机器, and this literally means the clothes washing machine, the machine that washes clothes. One syllable at a time. 洗衣服的机器，洗衣服的机器，洗衣服的机器，洗衣服的机器，洗衣服的机器，洗衣服的机器。